Okay, on my string trimmer, I'm using a head called the Aero-Flex head. I'm actually using the Aero-Flex head along with the Aero-Flex glider. And I'll explain all that in a minute. I showed you the original head that the string trimmer comes with, and it's shit. So I started looking for a new head. I had run into this Aero-Flex before, and I'll tell you what I like about it and what I didn't like about it. First thing, the Aero-Flex head is a fixed head. Has four like helicopter blades that come out of it. That's kind of what they're shaped like. That's what they look like. That you know, you pop the cover off, you slide four new blades in, and utilizes Bernoulli's principle to lift the glass because of the aerodynamic design on the blade, and it's supposed to give you a smoother cut, a better cut. And when I bought the head, it says it won't work. It says it works with virtually all gas trimmers, but won't work on electric. And I thought, well, wait a minute, my trimmer is a commercial grade electric trimmer. Sure to God it should work. So I bought it, tried to install it, had a little bit of problems. We got the problems fixed. Aero-Flex actually asked me to do a video on it. So here goes. Here's my video on the Aero-Flex head. So let's start with the installation. So after following the instructions, it comes with great instructions. They're easy to follow. I follow the instructions, and this is how the head looks assembled. Obviously, I've used it. That's why you're seeing some of the shorter blades here. But here's the head assembled and how it comes instructed. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not. You see that head moving? It's on there as tight as it'll go, but there's play in the head. And I thought, well, that can't be right. And when you turn it on with it like this, I'll stick a battery in just a second. It'll help if I put it in the right way. Come on, Craig. Hopefully we can hear this. That funky sound is from it being unbalanced. It's quite a bit of vibration. It's unbalanced. There's a lot of vibration in there, and so I knew it wasn't right. So contacted Aero-Flex, told them what was going on with it, asked them if the solution could be as simple as a washer. And they said possibly. Let's give it a try. So I'm going to take this head off here and show you what it came up with. In theory, I'm going to take this head off. All right. There's a hex nut in there that, if it doesn't sit right in there, it's hard to get off. Okay, but we'll get it off here. Alright, hopefully I'll cut this shit out of the video. I don't know why the video cut out, but it did. Get this back in and get this head off here. It's one of those jobs you need 3 arms for. There we go. There we go. So now the head's off. So, the solution I came up with and tried to confirm with Aero-Flex was, get this blade back in. Can I add just a washer? Because that's about the thickness. The threads on the hex nut are about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch not deep enough to be able to get it tight on this arbor. So I said, can I just add a washer? And they said, you should be able to. Why don't you give it a try and find out? So slide the washer over the arbor, and this hex nut back in the slot. This really isn't anything difficult to do. I'm just having trouble with it there. I have slots in the slot. Get started. Tool back in here, we should be good to go. Go. Okay, really tight. Put the head back on. You guys will be able to see and hear the difference with the washer on there. Not sure if you can tell any difference in the noise or not, but me holding it, I mean, you can sure feel the less vibration. No vibration in it whatsoever. You'll see on the head here, before you saw the play in it, there's no play in there at all anymore. And that little washer seemed to cure the problem. So I was happy I was able to solve it and use this. Now, why did I choose this head? There's two reasons. The first one I thought, maybe they're full of shit. We'll see. Is they claim that the alternating orange and yellow blades, the fixed blades that you put in, the alternating orange and yellow, are easier for the eye to see. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I have all sorts of eye problems. So my biggest issue with starting this business was string trimming, because I've virtually lost all depth perception. So my problem with string trimming is scalping, you know, because I can't see the string and I can't tell how far it is off the ground. And so this product, I hoped would solve both. So the first thing they say is the alternating red and orange and yellow blades are easier for the eye to see. Well, guess what? They're right. I put these blades on. I started up with a regular string trimmer, two strings coming out. Doesn't matter what color strings are. I mean, sometimes I can see a blur, but I really can't see anything. With these, I can see it. It looks like a helicopter disc under me. I can see the moving disc the whole time, so I can tell where the blades are at, my head's at, or you know, the string trimmer's head at, not this head. So it was a big relief to me. So that was A+. All right, great. The second reason that I was interested in this is what they call the glider. This is the Aero glider. And it simply replaces the standard head. Let me pop this off of here. With the Aero glider head. Okay, so this is the Aero glider head. What this is kind of a fixed height adjustment platform for a string trimmer. So you can sit that up flat on the ground. You've got about a 2.5 inch trim from the bottom of this to the blade, about 2.5 inches. This thing, as you move along the ground, it spins, it slides right along the ground. It works great. I mean, I was totally impressed. The problem for me that it solved was because of my lack of depth perception, because of my vision, scalping was always a problem for me. I don't have to worry about this. I just set this flat on the ground and go. I don't have to worry about scalping. You can tilt it to the 9 o'clock position. Like if you need to get in someplace tight, tilt it to 9, 10 o'clock position. You can get in really tight. But you just set it on the ground and glide along. It also solves some back problems because the weight, you don't have to support the weight of the trimmer. You can let the weight of the trimmer hit on the ground and just glide it. So it works great. It solved my problems, which were being able to see where I'm going and stop scalping when I'm string trimming. Now, you guys have been doing this for years. Neither of those issues probably mean jack shit to you. But for an old fart like me, with extremely bad eyesight and a back going bad, they both help tremendously. So I give it an A+. It does exactly what it says it would do. What do I wish? I wish they would develop this glider that would work almost universally with any head. So you could put it on any bump feed head or something like that. Because here's my one and only complaint with this product is the blades. There's nothing wrong with the blades themselves. They work great. In fact, they advertise on their site that you should run your trimmer at half speed with these blades. It actually cuts better. I thought it was bullshit. It's true. I trigger halfway and it cuts better. I mean, it makes a nice, smooth, even cut. Slowing the blades down, I can even see them better. And obviously, slower speed in theory, the blades will last longer. The power of my battery will last longer, or the amount of gasoline you have will last longer. The problem is the blades are too expensive. If this company wants to get into the commercial market, I think there's plenty of guys out there like me that maybe have a little trouble with scalping, would love to be able to put the weight of the trimmer on the ground and not have to support the weight, and would like to see a little bit better. But these are too expensive. You're never going to attract commercial customers with these. Now, I may be forced to buy them because of my vision and my other issues, but a guy without my problems, he's never going to buy these because they've come out with a new size now, a thicker size. I think it's 0.27, and I think these are 0.22. A bag of 100 of these off of their website, and that's the cheapest I can find out. I believe, don't quote me, but I believe it's $46. Might be 45. Excuse me. Might be 45 bucks. Problem is you need 4 of them. So it's just simple math. 45 cents each times 4 is $1.80 per set. So for me to put 4 of these on the head, that's $1.80. Well, how long does a set last? My experience is a set lasts a lawn. It might last 2 lawns, but my experience is I'm only getting 1 lawn per set. $1.80. And if you go to the 0.270, they're like 70 bucks for 100, which is $2.80 per set. It's too expensive. They'll never fly in the commercial market. Again, I may be forced to pay that because it might be the best solution for me, but you know, nobody can add $2 to their cost of trimming and expect to get by it on a commercial market. Residential, I don't think you're going to have an issue, but for a commercial market, you know, when you're buying a spool of trimmer string for, you know, whatever it is, depending on what you buy, 10 to 30 bucks for, you know, 1,000 feet of string for your trimmer, you're never going to fly with these. The other issue I have with these is, let me preface something. If all you're doing is trimming, just straight grass trimming sidewalks, driveways, around the perimeter of the house, stuff like that, you probably can get 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 different houses out of this. But if you got, and I know you guys are like me, you know, you want it tilted up, you know, somebody's got a little weed growing out of the crack in the sidewalk or whatever, you tilt it up. Anytime you touch any concrete or anything with these, I mean, you just start trimming the end off of them, getting them shorter and shorter. So that's my complaint with these. They work great around fences because you can go real slow, you can tilt it up, you can actually see where it's getting under the fence and trimming, it works great there. My big issue with these is the cost. You guys have got to find a way to bring the cost down if you want to attract commercial customers. You're just going to have to. The other issue is tilting it up to do edging with it. It works great as an edger. I mean, these nice 6 blades give you a nice even edge. What happens to the blades is, let me see if I've got one here you can see. Not really, but I'll try to do like this. So you turn the trimmer up on the end like you always do to string or to edge with a string trimmer, and the blade, the tip of the blade ends up getting curled like this because as it hits, it gets curled. So when you're done using it as an edger, all 4 blades, no matter what the length of the blade is left, are all curled like that. Well, then when you go try to trim grass with it, with that curled blade, it doesn't work very well. So my recommendation is for Aero-Flex, I think you have a great product. I think you have a product that commercial customers would buy or would consider buy, especially guys in my situation. You got to find a way to make these less expensive. You can't be adding, $2 to almost $3 per cost per house per visit to our expenses just to do string trimming. You can't do it. You're not going to survive in the commercial market doing that. It's just my opinion, just word of advice. I mean, I can't do the math, but I think on a typical house, I mean, guys are probably spending less than 10 cents per string to string trim and edge a typical house. You can't take that times 15 to 20 times, 25 times, 30 times more than that and expect a commercial client to be all in with this. So how come you can go out and buy cable ties for pennies each, but these are close to 50 cents to 70 cents each? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So you guys need to find a way to bring the cost down. But the product itself, does it work as advertised? 1,000%. This glider, I love. I love. Can I see the blades better? Absolutely. Boy, they stick out like that. I mean, they just work perfect with my eyes. But they're too damned expensive. So that's my only complaint. So figure out a way to bring the cost down. I know you can do it.